In the beautiful world of watch collecting, there are a million dive watches. More options are thrown at you daily. So you may be asking yourself how to choose the diver. For me, it's Saturated, no doubt. And for the first time on the channel, we have Formex, a brand that thinks they may have figured it out. They got a little bit of hand craftsmanship, engineering, some patents, and of course, a signature design theme. But have they done enough? Let's check it out. Introducing the all-new Formex Reef with a gorgeous blue gradient dial that is hand-sprayed in Switzerland. It's phenomenal. I used to think Longines and Seiko make the best blue dials, but now I'm not so sure. When I showed it to my wife, she said it was the most beautiful blue she's seen on a watch, and I did give a puzzled look. This was when I first unboxed it, but then I started filming it and I was like, wow, this blue dial is amazing. And then I found out it was hand sprayed, and you know what? It makes sense. It really is something, and the macros, I hope, can bring that through. Now, who is Formex? It stands for Form Extreme, extreme shape. Two watchmaker brothers in Switzerland created this brand that is inspired by their two passions, motorsports and watchmaking. And it is evident in all their designs. There is a sporty vibe to all of them. This reef, the lugs, the way they taper, it reminds me of a sports car's fender. The case is pretty flat right there. And you know what? All watches are inherently asymmetrical. There's always a crown on one side, but with the design on the reef, the crown guard shape is repeated on the opposite side in an almost Nautilus-like design element, giving the watch extreme symmetry. The logo has those two diamonds, symmetrical. The word Formex, 6 letters, perfectly symmetrical. The date at 6, perfectly symmetrical. And I love what they did with the word reef. They spread it across 2 letters on each side of the dial. So Formex design team, home run. The extreme symmetry subconsciously adds to the reef's high impression of quality. Now the finishing. It is exactly where it needs to be. Coming in at a price of $17.90 USD. Comparing it to the competition that I have seen, this one does quite well. First up, the Oris Aquis coming in at $2,200 USD. So that's $400 more. But I'm gonna give the Aquis the slight lead in finishing on the bracelet and case. However, it doesn't have the cool tricks that the Formex has. And the movement is a couple tiers below the Formex. The Formex SW300, top grade real rubies, officially COSC certified, and perlage work blued screws. You don't get to see it because it's a solid case back, unfortunately. The screw down crown is 7.5 mils with fantastic knurling, and it screws down perfectly every time. The clutch system is flawless. It works better than the Oris. If you have an Oris, you know sometimes the pop gets stuck and you got to jiggle it, and only Oris owners will understand this. This one doesn't have that issue. Very nice. Now let's do those measurements. I got 42.3 in diameter, 11.2 in thickness, no drilled lugs, and a lug to lug of 48.8. But that doesn't matter. You know why? Quick release bracelet. That is patented. So what do? You just push in and it comes off. Look at that. I did that with gloves. Amazing. You just push towards the case or the end of the bracelet and the spring bar tips go in. So very easy to do. I could do it with gloves. Let's check out the case back real quick since we have it off. There you can see the specs and an engraving of waves and Formex logo. Now let's see if I can do it with gloves. Yes, I can. Amazing. They also have a patented quick release. You just push down and slide. All right. Very nice. Awesome. Twin button release right here, fully milled, screwed links, and it's all solid. It is 22 mil, tapering down to 20. The links articulate perfectly accordion-like, so no matter your wrist shape, it's gonna be comfortable. So we do have toolless quick adjust and toolless strap changes, and also toolless bezel change. So what do? You just pry it off at the 12 or 6 o'clock with your fingernails, all right? And they did send me a different colorway so we could see. And so what do? You just pop it on, all right? And now you have a completely different look. Love it. Now let's have a listen. Okay, very direct and clean. No complaints on the bezel feel. What do you guys think about this look though? I think the blue one's better. Yeah, this one is stainless steel. All the other options, the color options you can get are ceramic. So this ceramic takes an hour to engrave by laser, and it is zirconium oxide. Now the hour indices are hand applied and they are multi-dimensional. Very thick, triangular shape with taper. There's brushing down the middle with high polished bevels, just like the hands. Sword style, even the seconds hand counterbalance has this design element. Something so tiny, they managed to brush the middle and polish the tiny edges. These small details really elevates the reef to the next level, and you feel like you're getting what you pay for and then some. Let's compare it next to the SKX just so you can see visually how it might wear on your wrist. I know many of you do have an SKX. SKX is thicker by a couple mils, but the Formex has a much longer lug to lug. All right, hopefully that helps some of you. Sized up for my 6.5 inch wrist. 166 grams, yup, this one's a heavy one. Powering the reef is the Sellita SW300, and this one's officially COSC certified. Less than 3% of Swiss watches are COSC certified. So very nice, and it's the top grade that's decorated. 25 joules, hack hand wind automatic, 28.8 VPH, blued screws, 56 hours of power reserve, custom rotor, and look at the rate. We're gonna ignore the first number and the fourth and final round plus 3. Okay, we're gonna do 12 down now to see that positional variance and how this watch is gonna react on your wrist. Amplitude did drop, beat error did increase 0.1. All right, so it was perfect. And look at the rate. We're gonna ignore the first number, plus 11, plus 5, plus 4. Oh, beat error went back to perfect. Plus 4. And the fourth and final round, because we're ignoring the first, ooh, plus 8. That was a big change there. So let's go a couple rounds now because of that last minute big change. Plus 8. And now plus 10. Uh-oh. And the 8th and final round plus 10. The Lume Swiss Super Luminova BGW9. Deeply filled, very strong, excellent lume. And there is a lume pip at 12 for timing. I love these small, independent, family-owned companies. They're amazing. They look after the details. They feel more like they're enthusiasts like us. Everything's just so sorted on this watch. And I know we got to pay a little bit of a premium, but you're getting what you pay for here. You're getting a great movement. You're getting excellent finishing, some hand touches, some patents, 300 meters. It's capable. It's just phenomenal. It's a great watch. I'm a fan, as you can tell. Definitely after experiencing the brand, yeah, I would love to own one. Maybe a nice 38. Yeah, that would be good. And guys, if you're still here, please remember to subscribe, like the video, and maybe check out the videos on the right of your screen right now. And I'll see you in the next one.